On the way in from work this morning, I was listening to a podcast that featured Derek Sivers, the founder of CD Baby, and he was giving some advice on doing work and releasing it online. He was summarizing a book called Show Your Work, and one of the points that Sivers related was that when you do your work, don't release it immediately. Wait a period of time before you release it. That way, if someone critiques it, it doesn't feel so personal. It feels like, oh, somebody's just, giving opinion about something that I did one time. I think that I've got pretty thick skin about the work that I do, and I think that I can take criticism and critique pretty well. But boy, when I was first starting out, that would have been magnificent advice. So if you're doing work online, don't show it immediately. Wait a little bit. I think that's great advice. Okay, so despite my protestations to the contrary on January 1st, I actually have come up with a New Year's resolution. Do less. I know that sounds silly. I know that sounds a little silly, but it's actually a pretty important idea for me and my work. I consider myself a creative person. I consider myself an artist. I think that you should also consider yourself an artist. I posted a picture on Facebook the other day. I can't remember who said the quote, but the quote goes like this: "Everyone is creative, everyone is talented, few are disciplined." And that is so true. I think that every single one of us are creative. It's not just that we are capable of creativity, it's that we are creative. It may be the fine arts. You may draw, you may paint, you may write, you may act, you may dance, you may make videos like I do. Your creativity may be more subtle and maybe flies under the radar. I know a lot of landscapers who are more creative than I could ever imagine being. And the reason I got to thinking about this is that there's a vlogger that I watch who has tattooed on his arm, "Do more." A lot of people romanticize the idea of doing more, and you gotta get more done and more done and more done. A lot of people ask me how I create so many things. And that's a pretty decent observation. I actually do a lot of things. My output is huge. I'm always creating, I'm always doing something. Just the other day, I was trying to come up with like a status update or a tweet about this. Don't lie, you do it too. You write status updates in your head. And the status update was gonna be a conversation between me and my ego. And the conversation was gonna go something like this: Landon's ego. OMG, that piece of art is so cool. I should create something just like it. Landon, settle down. You don't have to create everything. That's why there are other people. There's a seduction in doing more. It leads us to believe that the more we put out, the more gooder we are. When we romanticize doing more, it leads us to believe that the more that we do, the better we are, and that the better we are, the more worthwhile that we are. And that's just not the truth. And what I've found is that it's kind of ironic. The less I do, the more I do. The fewer things I have on my plate, the more things I can actually accomplish. There is a lost art in being able to focus your attention on something and not get distracted. This morning after I checked in on my email just to see what there was, see if there was any fires that needed to be put out, I spent, no lie, 5 hours designing an ad. Here, let me show it to you. It's an ad for our confirmation curriculum that we make at work. Here's the ad. That's it. That's it. I spent 5 hours doing that. 5 hours. Do you know how many iterations I had to go through? This looks nothing like the ad that I started with. And I was a little worried. I still have those fears. I was a little worried. Did I just waste 5 hours of my time? Could I have gotten it done in less time? Was it stupid to spend that much time on a 2.5 by 4 inch piece of ad copy? But then we heard from our ad sales rep, and she said, "That's awesome. That's perfect. Well done." My brain wasn't cluttered. I wasn't consumed with 900 other things. I could focus on this and I could get down to just something good. So back to doing less. I've always thought that I was really good at drawing boundaries, and I am when it comes to what other people expect of me. But I am horrible when it comes to drawing boundaries for myself. self. To paraphrase Alice in Wonderland, I come up with 7 impossible things before breakfast. My problem is that I try to do them all. I am my own worst enemy. I stress myself out. Again, I'm good at telling other people, leave me alone, but I'm not good at telling my own ego, dude, sit down and shut up. And frankly, my need to produce, my need to do more comes from a place of fear. I'm afraid. Just like a lot of you, I suffer from imposter syndrome. I am petrified that one day somebody's gonna show up at the front door of my office and say, oh, I'm sorry, we made a massive mistake. You need to go. And so I produce and I produce and I produce and I do and I do and I do and I do more and I do more and I do more because frankly, I feel like I need to earn my keep. I feel like what I do naturally is not good enough. And I'm afraid that if I don't do more, then people aren't gonna like me. And I'm not kidding about this. I'm scared. I'm scared a lot of the time that I'm not good enough, that I'm not doing enough, that I'm not doing the right things. And I try to mitigate that as best I can. But for me, that's why I do more. So this year, I'm gonna try to do less. I'm gonna pick a few things that I know I can do, that I know that I can accomplish. And I'm gonna do those things. The good thing is I don't think I'm too far off. But at least for my personal life, here's what I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna continue making this vlog because it has brought me more joy than anything else creatively that I can remember. And I'm gonna continue writing music. But I'm gonna jettison my plans for writing a book, either fiction or nonfiction. I may make some short films as a part of this vlog project. I'll throw them up here on this channel. But I think that's gonna be about it. What does that mean for work? I don't know, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. I think I'm in fairly good shape, but I can get overloaded pretty easily. Down at the river before I head home from work, trying to get some time lapse. Man, I wanted to get, can you see those geese in the background? I've been wanting to get some geese on camera for several weeks now, but I just never seem to be in the right place at the right time. But it looks like, yeah, there's a line of geese running right through the shot, so that's pretty awesome. They're flying like northwest. I don't understand that. I thought geese were supposed to fly south for the winter. Man, I would. Look at my ears. They are freezing. I am so cold. Geraldine and Rowan are doing a, what is it called?
You do one picture a day for 31 days.
What was today's picture?
A leaf.
A leaf. And so here's Rowan's sketchbook with his leaves.
I'm most proud of that one.
Of that one? Why are you most proud of that one?
This swirly thing. Like, not a lot of people would do that, and so that's kind of unique, and I like being unique.
I like being unique too. I am a snowflake. That's the way that works. You can't be a snowflake. I'm the snowflake. You are not a snowflake. I am the snowflake.
Yes, I am.
I am the most
snowflake.
I am the snowflake.
I'm the snowflake.